Imagine this. You're sitting in an exam hall, focused and ready to crush your test. But then, one simple moment changes everything. A pen slips, a smile is exchanged, and suddenly, your world is turned upside down. This is the story of Farhan, a young Muslim man whose life took an unexpected turn during one semester. But what happens next? Well, let's just say it's a lesson we can all learn from. Stick around, because this one hits close to home. Farhan is a 20-year-old college student. He's studying English in New York, living a simple life filled with lectures, prayers, and the occasional struggle to keep his grades up. He's the kind of guy who finds comfort in routine, attending classes, remembering Allah, and aiming to be one of the top students in his batch. Life is predictable, and that's just how he likes it. But then something happens during exam season that shakes his world. It's a regular exam day. Farhan is sitting in the hall, flipping through his notes for a last-minute review. Suddenly, his pen slips from his hand and rolls near the chair of a girl named Fatima. Before he can even react, Fatima notices the pen, picks it up gracefully and turns to him with a warm smile. "Here's your pen, brother," she says, her voice soft and kind. Now Farhan has had girls return his things before, but there's something different about this moment. It's not just the act of returning the pen, it's the way she does it. There's a genuine respect and kindness in her gesture that he hasn't experienced before, and just like that, something shifts in him. Throughout the exam, Farhan can't focus. His mind keeps drifting back to that moment, the way she smiled, the warmth in her voice. He tries to push the thoughts away, but they keep coming back. After the exam, he reflects on what happened and realizes he should have lowered his gaze. He makes sincere tawbah to Allah, promising himself to be more mindful in the future. But here's the thing. Fate has other plans. During the next exam, their seating arrangement stays the same. This time, Fatima turns around and asks him a simple question. "Brother, do you know what the course code is?" Farhan replies abruptly, trying to keep his distance. But as soon as the words leave his mouth, his mind starts racing. Why did she ask me? Was she trying to connect with me? Did I come off as rude? The overthinking begins. From that day on, Farhan finds himself constantly replaying their interactions in his head. He starts imagining scenarios where he responds differently, more kindly, more engagingly. In his mind, every imagined conversation ends with Fatima being impressed by his wisdom or charmed by his personality. But reality doesn't always match our fantasies. As the semester goes on, Farhan's obsession grows. He starts noticing every little detail about Fatima, how she interacts with others, how she smiles, how she becomes slightly nervous around him. He convinces himself that these are signs she likes him. He starts approaching her with questions about coursework, even though he often knows the answers. He spends hours researching signs a girl likes you and studying articles about what women find attractive. His nights are filled with daydreams about impressing her in class or having deep, meaningful conversations. But here's the harsh truth. Farhan is building a fantasy. One day, he finally gathers the courage to ask for her phone number. "Sister, would you mind giving me your number? Just for study purposes," he stammers. Fatima hesitates for a moment, then giggles and writes her number on a piece of paper. Farhan feels like he's been given a treasure, but the excitement doesn't last long. As he scrolls through her WhatsApp statuses, his heart sinks. Her profile is filled with heart emojis and passionate declarations of love. Not for him, but for a K-pop idol. Reality hits him hard. Farhan realizes that he's been projecting his feelings onto her. He thought her kindness and friendliness were special signals, but in reality, that's just who she is. She's naturally confident and helpful with everyone, not just him. This realization is a turning point for Farhan. He starts researching and discovers terms like limerence and anxious attachment style. He learns that what he's been feeling isn't love. It's an intense, obsessive infatuation, fueled by uncertainty, his fear of losing her, his need for reciprocation, and his tendency to overanalyze every interaction all point to deeper emotional patterns rooted in his past. Farhan's story is a reminder for all of us. Sometimes, what feels like love at first is actually Shaytan playing tricks on us, distracting us from our true purpose. We've all been there, investing too much emotionally in someone, only to realize we've built a fantasy in our heads. The lesson here is simple. Don't let your emotions control you. Focus on your mission in life. See people for who they truly are, not who you want them to be. And if you've already invested too much emotionally, take a step back. Remind yourself of your worth and your goals. Because here's the truth. Neediness makes you unattractive. Confidence and self-respect, that's what truly draws people in. So if you've ever been in Farhan's shoes, take this as a sign to refocus. Prioritize yourself, your growth, and your connection with Allah. The rest will fall into place. And hey, if you found this story relatable, don't forget to hit that like button. It gives me a little dopamine boost and motivates me to make more videos for you. Thank you for all the support. You guys are amazing. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Salam.